Today is a big day. That wall is coming out. We're also going to take the kitchen out. We're also going to take the ceiling down. That will then allow us to complete the first fix, which ultimately allows us then to put it back a lot quicker to make sure that we're a bit cleaner. Also gives us the chance for Matt to start prepping for plastering as well, which is always good. And ultimately we can start then measuring for the new kitchen and get that here quicker so we can get the customers back to normality. So the brickwork is all out. We've nigh on filled the skip. Took that hot feed out of the wall that was there. Pushed the socket over to there, out the way. And Craig can sort that out tomorrow. Our next plan now is to remove the kitchen. We're going to leave the oven in for now, remove everything else, including the extractor. And then we're going to pull the ceiling down so we can continue, as I've already said, with first sticks tomorrow. First fix tomorrow. So, well, there we are then. So there it is. The kitchen has gone, other than the cooker obviously, but Craig is behind me and he's going to sort that out now because look what he's had to walk into this morning. Look at this lot here. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh. This is nice, isn't it, as well? And you got to have a few open-ended cables in the roof, ain't you? Unless it just isn't right, is it? All green sticky tape, the Sparky, or the person, should I say? I hope it wasn't the Sparky that did it. That did that. Obviously had loads of green tape to use up, so he thought he'd use it on this job. And then another discovery. Leave it with you. Is that as well, which is nice, isn't it? So that is just a floor joist that's just been, presumed, a couple of nails on it and then just left in mid-air, basically. I think what's happened is, though, if you look at that there, look, is there must have been a wall there at some point, or a pantry or something, and instead of replacing it, they've just took the wall out and then just left it. So the only thing I could see to do with that, I mean, it hasn't dropped, it hasn't moved, because I've just put my straight edge across it, and it's not, there's no sag at all. So I'm wondering, is it fully cantilevered from next door, which is why this hasn't, oh, getting shot. Let me go back, actually. I'm wondering, is this cantilevered into next door, which is why it hasn't sagged? Because if it was just sitting on 100 metre brickwork, that would have dropped by now. But it hasn't at all. Not so much. I mean, all these are perfectly flat. If anything, this one is slightly high, which is great, because if you remember back to the steel, where we said we couldn't get the steel up anymore because of the brickwork, we thought we were low, but actually we can pack that now and drop it down to the line, so that works lovely. That's gone straight to our favour. So I think what I'm going to have to do with this at the moment is I can just about get a 5x2 in without having to take all the heating pipes and everything out. On this side, I can put a 5x2 from there all the way across into the brickwork there, unless maybe I might get a 4-inch knocking. Anyway, no. I'll cut a little bit of brickwork out, sit it on the brickwork in there, and screw it together that side, or bolt it together. And then I'm going to come across and bolt into this here. And then I'm going to have to cut almost like a wedge to go in that part there to pack it, and then bolt that through as well, because as you can see, it's not exactly in line. It looks like this outer edge is in line with that outer edge there, so therefore if I put a timber there, it'll come across nicely and I'll just fill that little void in there. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll keep out the way now and allow Craig to get rid of all this lot, cut all this back and make us safe again, because like I said, there's just wires hanging everywhere. There's wires we just end it, just terrible. Anyway, why you do it, I don't know as a tradesperson, but some people do. That little flurry of work there, we've stitched through all of this now. So that's all nice and tidy, all sort of cut back, ready for Matt to dab in. And the reason we do that was we didn't want to disturb the padstone by breaking it all off with a breaker. Plus, it's a lot tidier as well. We don't end up with like all chunks missing out, which just looks rubbish. And when you think about it, you've got steel on top of it, you don't disturb the structure too much. I've then gone ahead and taken all of this out there. I wasn't happy with that bit of a makeup, which is obviously put in when they had a conservatory. They obviously put the doors in and then made that up with a bit of something, which is a bit of concrete. There's no DPC or anything in it. There was a little bit of insulation in there, albeit it was the wrong way. It was that way, not that way, if you understand that, if you know what I mean. So what we've then done, I've got all the, as much out as I can, all the loose stuff. Our plan now is we are going to put some 50mm Kingspan in there. Maybe knock a couple of strips in there, depth-wise that is, in this way. We'll do the same there. We know we're okay there because we've run our bit of insulation behind that. I don't know if you caught that when we did this, but we put a bit of insulation in the cavity before we run this across, and then this has been run across the front, so I'm happy with that. So we'll do the same in there. We'll also do the same in the floor, all the way across, a bit of 50mm as well. Just tap that down into there. Again, just to do what we can. We know we can't upgrade it to this level, but you know, how far do you go in terms of digging all the floor out, and you know, then what do you do with all this? So there we are. So we'll do our little bit now just to try and stop a bit of cold spot in there. Then what I'm going to do, put a bit of DPM in there to seal all up the wall there and up the sides here, and then we're going to concrete all that in, so that's sealed as well across the cavity. We might be okay with this because of these tiles, but ultimately I'll speak to the floor layer, and he may then recommend, like I think in there, we use the liquid DPM that we've used in a job before. I used that at a job I did around Christmas time. So we use that liquid DPM on that floor, and this might be ideal for this one as well. But again, I'll speak to the floor layer. He may recommend something else. Doesn't that look 100% better? All that lot there has all come out. He's pulled all the spotlights out, and what the majority of this was, if I'm right in saying so, was the lighting ring where they've added and taken away and done it from above in the floor, and they've just pushed cables and not been able to clip them all. What he's doing now is these loose ends, he's trying to identify what they are, what they're for, where they're going, just because he doesn't like leaving loose ends, and fair enough, I wouldn't either. Just there's a little camera in there, and if he gets it back out after, I'll show you. It was ever so good. It was like a little link to his phone, little Bluetooth thing, and he's got like a rod he can extend it, and it was very good. I was impressed with that. Small things and all that. So we're still finding junction boxes. Just pull these down from on top of that block there. These are even older than these ones, I think. So again, he's trying to find out what all that's doing. But I'm happier, a lot happier with that. I'm gonna have to put some timbers in here to support these pipes, because I don't like that, because they must rattle when you turn the water on and off. Get a bit of water hammer. But we are going to have to extend this over this point anyway and run it down that corner to allow us to connect our main back onto it again. That's going to have to come down there. So that's another job that we've got to do. So I look forward to doing that one. Plan wise now, we've got a fair few things to do. We can start insulating this and getting rid of this ready for boarding. I've got a core drill my hole out there for my extractor. So we'll leave Craig go doing that. And we'll do this. we have done a fair bit of work again. You've seen Matt knocking in the insulation. Now, we hadn't got the 50mm. We forgot to pick it up. So what we've done is we've knocked in a couple of 25s instead in the floor and in the walls, as we said. We're going to get some foam now filling all the gaps down the sides. You've seen Craig using his fantastic tool, the Metabo chaser and extractor. Makes an easy job of doing the chases. And as you can see, it's lovely and tidy. Makes it a lot easier for Matt to come round and just bond, and then what it'll do, it'll fit that in there like that. That's a lovely job. Just put his band in there to clip it over. I think I've already shown you all this is all getting sorted. We have put some, I have changed the fittings that were there because they were HEP fittings and speed fit pipe, HEP pipe. I didn't like the idea of mixing the fittings because I'm told it's not good. So what I did was I've replaced all the pipe from there, all the way through, clipped it all. Come to that because I can't extend these because these are existing, and I didn't want to put another fitting in to extend it back to that beam there. It seemed pointless. So I put some compression fittings in there. I've come through here and I've gone down the wall there and gone through to here. Our mains connected again now. That's my hot feed there. All I've got to do now is turn the water off on this job and last one more time, 3 doors down, which is still ridiculous. I've got to do that, turn 3 houses off to turn 1 off, and then just shorten it and have that tap here somewhere. So I'll get rid of this length of pipe. At the time we didn't know where the sink was going. If it had gone over here it'd have been perfect, but it's not, it's going there, so that's fine. So yes, we've done that. You can also see I've used my Metabo impact wrench and these M10 coach screws just to fix up this beam. I have knocked in a wedge piece in between the 2 pieces of existing and new, and you can see that in there now. You may, I don't know if you'll spot it, but there is another one up there above that one there. There's 2 triangular pieces of wedge pieces in there, and then I've just put the coach bolts in all the way across there. Put some in there as well, and then I have packed that on slate and then wedged some slate down the side of it as well, just to keep it all nice and tight. I've already said to you that hadn't moved, but that's not the point. I couldn't leave it. That's 100% better than it was, but trying to take it out when there's a bathroom above it, it just couldn't be done. It's that simple, but I couldn't leave it as it was. You can just see the bits of timber there. All Matt's done there is just got the timbers in and then put some clips on the top to allow us to clip those pipes. Again, we talked about before that I don't want to flapping around in the ceiling. That now is a spotlight feed, so we'll get all these spotlight feeds set. Craig is out there with Matt having a quick coffee while I'm talking, and they're going to come in now and start finishing off, getting the positions and getting us a plan ready for our spotlights. We've got this cable to pull in here. That's just our drag wire there. Got this cable to pull in, which is the feed for the island, over to here, and then it should be all connected up, including our 60. Is that 16mm or 10mm? Classed as 10, but it's not 10mm width. Okay. It always confuses me, that does. Yeah, it's a 10mm cooker cable. Hob cable for here, sorry, because the it's going under the counter, so that's what that is there. And apart from that, next job, core drill out there for the extractor. Fix timber onto this wall here because, oops, that's the coffee gone. That hole there is for the waste for the bathroom. That's going to come from here, down the boxing and through there and join onto this. So we're going to put a timber on there now to build it out, to allow him to lose the waste in the wall. There isn't any other options for him because he's got to drop his waste below the floor so the shower tray can go on the floor rather than build it up, because that always looks rubbish. So I've given him the option of, because I've come in down here and then through that hole there. That'll make it easier for him. These cables won't be there anyway, because all these cables have got to go up, over and then down that chase there, which is what he'll be doing when he comes in now. Right then, I'll stop talking. I'll make Matt another coffee because I've just kicked it over, and we'll crack on. My apologies, you've seen nothing because I turned the GoPro battery on to try and catch another spell of works, and the battery ran out and the others are currently on charge down there. So my apologies for that. So this is it now, what we're doing. I have core drilled out there, as you can see up there. Nice 6-inch hole up there for ready for the kitchen extract. It's in the roof, if I haven't already mentioned it, just to allow me to a little bit of scope to move, if we need to move, to find the centre of the cooker to get the extract dead centre, as opposed to going through the wall here and then coming down. If it's in the wrong place, I haven't got much movement then. So I've got a little bit of movement there, which is great. Matt has already started to go around, as you can see up there, look, and he has taped any of the insulation where he used pieces as opposed to one piece, and then foamed all the way round. We have just got some pieces, can you see it? If you can see it, can you? Up above there, on the top there, you can see it's centre shot now, and then foamed all that in. We foamed up there, and we'll be able to do a little bit more once these pipes come out, because the plumber is taking these out now, because he's coming, as I've already mentioned, down here and through this wall this way. They are going to be defunct, but they were only there as a potential for whatever the bathroom ends up being when it's refurbed, and also to maintain a bathroom for the customers until this point. So Matt's going to continue now and foam all the way across there to make sure that's fully sealed, to make sure it is a warm deck and there's no chance of any escape of cold air and hot air and forming moisture in the roof. Craig has continued to run his cables, put his capping on. We're moving the light switch from over there to there because that makes more sense, but that is also where I said these cables are going to for double switching. This is separate to this one, and then they want to be able to turn it off over there, so hence the amount of cables. So that's it for now. We're going to stop for a bit of lunch, I think, now. And then the plan is to tidy up in here, and then think about timber on the wall over there and concreting that maybe.
I've never ever done this before.